What's up, Liron here, and today I have a question for you, and that is, how realistically should you paint or draw? So let me expand on that. My question is, should you stay loyal to the reference or change things around? Should you change the colors? Should you play around with the different elements, change the composition? These are questions that for some reason recently I've been getting a lot of, and they all circle around the idea of, should you try and change what you see or stay loyal to the source? Okay, and I can really understand that question because it has to do with knowing what you want to say artistically, and especially if you're just getting started, you're just learning the ropes, you don't know what you want to say. What does that even mean? So let me tell you what my answer is to all of these questions, and that is, do what's authentic to you. And what do I mean by that? Paint, draw, create in the way that you want to see the world, or that you enjoy seeing the world, or in showing the things that you notice around you, okay? Let me throw a few examples in the air. So I love very colorful scenes. I like to see the saturated colors, which is why my paintings are a little punchier when it comes to the color. They could be a little more random, the colors, and I love to show the purity of the color itself. Here's a first wash of a painting I'm working on right now, and I'm really showing all of the red and the yellow. I love that. It's something I enjoy seeing in a scene, so I'm gonna put an emphasis on that. Contrasts. I love when the contrast is realistic. So I may exaggerate it or I may not, depending on how or what I feel will give a better realistic impression of the scene, okay, or a better sense of the light and shadow. So this comes down to what I love showing and presenting in a scene, okay? Now, you may ask me the following question, and that is, I don't know what I want to convey with my art. I don't know what I enjoy seeing or what are the unique things I'm seeing in the world around me, which is quite possible. Again, if you're getting started, if you're just learning the techniques, the tools that will help you convey your vision, if you're just learning that, it's pretty hard to tell, and especially if you don't know what you want to express with your paintings. Like for me, I know for sure, like many other artists, I like to convey the sense of light and temperature and atmosphere like many other impressionistic artists out there. And I don't want to lock myself into that category only, but for now, this is what I enjoy doing the most. So I know what I want, but you may not know. So what I'm going to do now is give you a few tips that I think are really helpful in figuring that out, okay? What you want to convey and what you want to show in your art. So the first thing that I would say is to notice the things that you enjoy, okay? That you enjoy seeing in other pieces of art and other artists. That's the main key thing I can tell you, because when you enjoy a piece of art, like, I mean exceptionally enjoy it, okay? Not just it's nice to look at, like really enjoy it. For me, I can definitely say Joseph Zbukvich, Alvaro Castanet, Trevor Chamberlain, Edward Seago, Edward Wesson as well, David Taylor. These artists, I so enjoy their art. It's on a different level. John Singer Sargent, and it's something way beyond the rest. And I do enjoy, there is a guy on Instagram, I could enjoy just random artists. His name is Uragano, I think. I don't really remember, so I don't want to say. But in any case, I love this kind of art. And that's a strong clue as to what you may enjoy doing. Okay, now, not always. Sometimes you may enjoy looking at a certain type of art, but creating is a little different for you. So not always, but many times, if you look at the artists and the artworks that you really enjoy doing, you have some kind of a visceral response to, and that happens, you will notice fragments of what you enjoy showing. So for me, in some of the artists that I just mentioned, some things I would completely adore and others I may not like as much. Okay, so I like to notice the fragments of the things, of the hints, of the clues of what I will enjoy, okay? So it could be the color selection, it could be the contrast, it could be the composition, it could even be the subject matter of the painting, okay? So if someone paints a lot of windmills, and I love windmills, that could definitely be something, and then go into that direction. Now, aside from that, which I think is the main advice, I have two other advice for you. So the first one is practicing consistently. That's the most important thing I can say, because by being consistent and painting every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes, you will get to slowly learn what you enjoy doing and what you enjoy conveying, okay? So that's one thing I would say, and I'll connect to that, keeping all of your artwork, saving everything, because that will help you see the trends in your style and see if for a few months you've been doing something like this and then something like that. And it's just nice to have a backlog of the way your style shifts and changes. And slowly, with time, you will notice something happening. You have your own style. So that's the second advice I would give you. And now the third one, the last one I want to share is challenge yourself purposefully to try something that you are uncomfortable with. So I had a student, I taught her portrait painting, and she was very not comfortable with the idea of putting in the value as she sees it. She's used to building things up a little more slowly. Fair enough, I do that too from time to time. Some people, that's their style. But I wanted to challenge her to put in the value she wants immediately. So if it's dark, put it as dark as you see it, like Stan Miller's approach, which I talked about extensively on the channel. So that's one thing I will say. Paint in a way you're not used to. Try a technique you're not used to. You're used to doing wet on dry, do wet in wet. Try and do the entire painting wet in wet a la prima. Just building it up slowly, not letting anything dry. You know, just try something that's very foreign to you. Because what that'll do is you may not enjoy it even, but it will expand your spectrum of abilities. And then you'll see, okay, so I don't enjoy this side of the spectrum, but I do enjoy this part that I wouldn't have even gotten to unless I'd have taken that extreme measures, okay? So I hope that makes sense. This is something I talked about on a podcast episode. I talked about on my email list. I talk about in many places on Instagram as well, if you've been following me there. I think it's really important to take your time, build your own style, learn what you enjoy conveying to others, what you enjoy creating for yourself. And that's it. Just a matter of time, really, just practicing and practicing, expanding your comfort zone, doing things that challenge you artistically, observing very carefully the type of art that you're attracted to. All of these things together will help you gain a better understanding of how realistically you should paint, how loyal to the source you should stay, if you should push the values to be darker or lighter or the contrast, if you should change things around and play around with the composition to enhance it. This will all give you an idea of what you enjoy. Some artists, like Thierry DUVAL, that I showed his works here in the Painting Masters series, he just follows what he sees 100%. He really imitates reality. He doesn't change mostly the composition. He did add a few things to several paintings, but mostly he doesn't change the composition. He doesn't change the light too much. His paints, his colors are realistic. So he chose his creative expression is to imitate exactly what he sees. On the other hand, you have very loose, expressionistic, abstract artists. That's what they choose to convey. Find your own zone, okay? So this is it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, it will really help me if you give it a thumbs up. I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for the last video I talked about, ranted a bit about YouTube and the views and all of that. It doesn't affect my work method and the things I do at all. I'm going to keep doing these videos. I really enjoy making them. I really enjoy the communication here. I know there's a lot of comments I still haven't gotten to reply, but be patient and I will get to them. It's just that I get so much and that's a good thing. So thank you so much for commenting. I will go back over the backlog and try and do so. Again, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment if you have any questions. That really helps expose the video to more people. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the bell button to receive notifications because I'm posting a lot of videos and there's gonna be a lot more of these talking videos. I'm starting to learn what works better on YouTube and trying, because I know I have responsibility for it. Any video that fails is my responsibility. So I'm trying to improve the content and I think you will see another wave of improvement soon. So with that being said, thank you so much and I will see you again in another vid real soon.